testosterone causes cancer. It'll make your Johnson shrink. It'll kill your balls. You'll never be able to make testosterone again. You'll have no fertility. It'll make you bald. I mean, this is testosterone. You talk about peptides and other things. It'll give you cancer. It'll do this. It'll cause cancer. Causing cancer is my favorite thing that I hear on all this. What are some of the biggest things that you have heard or hear on some of the hormone stuff? Because you have these conversations all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're super open, you know, in the organization that we're both a part of, the brotherhood that we're a part of. You're super open with, you know, all of our guys. There's hundreds of questions I see you answering all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the health and optimization side. And it's like, what are some of these like big misnomers, these big false narratives that they have about like peptides, hormones, stuff like that?
Yeah, so absolutely. With testosterone, I believe one of the biggest ones I've always heard of is once I get on, I can't get off, which is completely false.
Mm-hmm.
I believe a lot of these times, these myths you've heard of is because they were developed back in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, when those classic era bodybuilders were working out. What they didn't have that we have now is AI. We have the internet. We have a means to spread information. A lot of the information you hear is just parroted off what you've heard in the past. If you hear a 60-year-old now tell you the side effects and all the issues with testosterone are actually mitigated with knowledge. In fact, if you take testosterone, another one is that you believe your natural production will shut off, when in fact, if you just couple testosterone with HCG, if you couple HCG with testosterone, you keep your natural testosterone production fertile, and it keeps you naturally producing your own testosterone the entire time. So after a while, if you decide, hey, I no longer like testosterone, it's a hassle to inject, it's a hassle to travel with, you can simply just get off testosterone and you'll return back to your baselines because you kept your natural testosterone production functioning the entire time.
And even if you don't, and I've done this several times, like I'm sure you've done it too.
Yeah.
You've taken tests and other things like, and not been on HCG at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, you can crash your natural production, which is real, and it doesn't happen to everybody.
Okay.
I know guys that like Seth Feroci, owner of Axe and Sledge supplement company and clothing line. He's like, I swear all my children were conceived when I was on the most gear ever. He says this openly. I've been on his podcast before. Friend of mine, he's like my youngest daughter. He's like, she was pure trend. He said this publicly. I'm not saying anything he hasn't said. That's a secret.
It's funny you say that because actually, in fact, one of my buddies that was on that same compound had his child while he was on it.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, but not everybody reacts the same.
Yes.
So I get testing regularly, and when I'm on a normal TRT protocol, if I'm not taking an agonist like HCG and clomiphene or like Menopur, like the actual LHFSH thing, if I'm not taking that, my sperm count goes detrimentally low.
Yeah.
So I know that. That's how my body reacts. Fine. Cool. But I also know that if I want to do a restart protocol or if I want to do something that will bring my sperm count way back up, I know how to do it in like 60 days. I did it. You know what I mean? And I remember testing with a fertility clinic, and they were like, yeah, you're going to need 6 months, 12 months to get your sperm count back up. I'm like less than 90 days. They're like, impossible. I did the test. It went from basically like nothing, very low, basically so minimal that it's not going to be effective on their tests, to pretty much, it wasn't anything crazy, but it was like, I think it's like 400 million per nanoliter, something like that, however the measurement is. But anything over like 250 is great. I was at 400 in less than 60 days. They're like, how did you do this? I told them the drug protocol. Hey, you want to know what the fertility clinic told me? We can't even suggest that. I said,
Really?
what do you mean? I said, but you know about it. Yeah, of course. So why can't you suggest it? He said, because the insurance companies won't let us.
That just shows the insurance companies, the Big Pharma, they're preventing us from being healthy, preventing us from being the best we can be.
They have their own ideas and protocols. And yeah, I mean, me and you can throw on our tinfoil hats that I actually have in the other room. We can throw those on and we can go through the Big Pharma rabbit hole and all this stuff. And that's neither here nor there. I don't care. I know what Big Pharma and Big Med and even Big Food, they're all linked, by the way. I know what they're about. Their idea, they're not here to keep you healthy. They're here to keep you profitable.
Yep.
You are a revolving client, a checkbook to them. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
But what sucks to me is when I see a doctor who really does have, he has good intentions. There's a fertility clinic doctor. He's got good intentions, and he's like, Yeah, I'd love to be able to get your sperm count up in 60 to 90 days. I'd love to be able to do this for men so they can conceive, because this is like IVF clinics and stuff like that. So him saying that he knows about that, but he can't suggest it. Imagine how much that like messes with his mind.
Absolutely. He can actually treat his patients. He can't help them be happy. He has to deal with being handcuffed.
Bureaucracy.
Yes.
Like literally bureaucracy is stopping him from doing his actual job, which is to make his patients healthy and well. So, like stuff like that. And, that misnomer that, oh, you go on testosterone, you're on it forever, you can never get off. No, but will you want to?
No, you won't. Everyone I know, once you get on, you don't want to get off, because testosterone, especially if you have low testosterone, it increases your energy, it increases your libido. In fact, it can increase bone density, so you're at less risk for fractures, for bones breaking. This helps as you get older, increases libido.
That's huge.
Energy, focus, clarity. If you kind of have a brain fog and you have trouble focusing on tasks throughout the day, if you're fat, if you have low muscle mass, all of these are very high key indicators of having low testosterone. Mm-hmm. And by simply just raising your testosterone, you can feel like a man again. You can feel like you did when you were in puberty. I'm sure a lot of us remember that as men. You felt invincible. You could wreck your body the next day. You had no injuries. You were fine. As you age out, you can see this with older men. You notice they get slower. They're more injury prone. Mm-hmm. You can tell who has low testosterone in society. You can look at them and visually see.
Do we cue the video from Eric Trump?
If your testosterone is under 300, you're definitely a Democrat. If your testosterone is over 300,
that's a good way of looking at it.
Women, I'm talking about men here. Don't get mad at me to the women in the room. If your testosterone is above 300, you're definitely a conservative.
Brecca, if you're watching this, you may want to have your team reach out to Pritzker.
Shout out to Eric Trump. He was awesome. Very, very cool guy to talk to. I have a picture with him. We're not going to say it.
No.
But most of the men that I am around, surround myself with, we're all optimal. We're optimal. Like we exercise, we eat the right foods, drinking clean water, the right water. That's the first thing, okay? So you want the key to not having to go on testosterone early, live a healthy, clean lifestyle, exercise a lot, eat good food. How do I know that? You go to the Middle East, they have naturally high testosterone into their 40s. Croatia, number 2. Did you see that? I sent you that post. Croatia's number 2. Go Croatia.
Nice.
So, number 2, highest median testosterone levels. But guess what? It's still not as optimal as it used to be. It's the median testosterone level was like 730. I'm like, that's not that great. I don't feel good until I'm like right around like 900 plus. I feel great at 1200. 1500, I start to have some side effects because there is a balance point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your body likes homeostasis.
Yes, and every person can handle testosterone different. Some can handle it much higher without side effects. Some can't go as high.
You asked a reasonable question. Well, what if a guy wants to we're talking about from the clinic. So obviously we have FDA, DEA, and regulations and also safety protocols. 99% of people, maybe 95% of people, will never need 400 milligrams a week of testosterone.
No.
Have we done it? Yes. We did it for a very obese man when we were getting him on his weight loss protocol. We also used a GLP-1 mixture agonist. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been tirzepatide, which we've talked about at great length too. But we had to give him this high amount of testosterone. But once he lost the body fat and he lost the weight and his estrogen was not so high and his testosterone kind of balanced back out, now he's only taking like 150 a week. But his testosterone level is great.
Perfect.
It's awesome. So I'll make this very clear and you can back me up on this. Steroids and the hormones that you can find in a clinic just like mine are the exact same drugs. Exactly the same.
Yes. Yes. And I would in fact say when you go through a clinic, you actually get higher quality, higher purity, because this pharmaceutical grade, it's been approved by the FDA for human consumption.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to these other sites to try to purchase it, they are not for human consumption.
We'll get into the cleanliness side in a bit. But my point is that they're the same drug. It's like, oh, you're taking steroids just like a bodybuilder would. I'm like, take the same drug, but I'm not taking the same drug the same way. Because dosing and frequency and the extreme amounts that are taken in bodybuilding, I was a bodybuilder for 24 years. So I know the extreme side, cue the jacked photo of myself that was way too muscular. I know that side. And I looked very superhero-ish, but I wasn't healthy. My blood work wasn't great. You know, I didn't feel that great. I didn't sleep that great. All these things, you know. The optimal that you get in a clinic, in a hormone clinic, and again, this is not an ad for Aspire guys. Go see my guys in St. Louis. Summit Rejuvenation Centers are freaking awesome. I got guys in South Florida that are doing this as well. I got individual doctors doing HRT. This is about a movement for the industry.